Namaste and welcome to class. And thank you so much for sitting with me with your undivided attention. In this class, I want to give you a perspective that you may use as a tool as well to refresh your relationships in terms of roles and rules. Let's start with the roles because we have not really clarified in our mind in front of the different kinds of roles that we play in a relationship. For example, with our mate, we play the mother, we play the wife, we play the friend, we play the partner, we play the companion, we play the advisor, we play the lover. So this is just a way to give you some examples of it. If one of those roles are not in the right percentage, your relationship starts to take energy from you. Let's say if your percentage of mothering, except if, of course, if you have a child and you need to mother the child, but in relation to adult relationship, if you mother too much in that role, you invest 60% of your relationship, then you have to check what are your belief systems about how do you love? What is the idea that you have as a woman to love the other? Now, this looks very simple, but it really have a lot of connotations because the first connotation is depending on the role that you play the most is what you're going to shape the receiving of the other person. So if your mothering is 60%, you will receive 60% of the child in the other for you to mother. And that way, the heart compensates that cycle of giving and receiving in a very fair way. What you give, you will receive. Now, I suggest at this point that you take notes and make a list of the different roles that you want and are playing in your relationship. Let's say the play of the lover, the play of the friend, the play of the partner, the play of the companion, a woman that is entitled to certain things. What are the different roles? Now, depending of your attributes, your spiritual attributes, you have a very defined roles. For example, my role in the world is to teach, to facilitate the retreats and so on. That immediately is going to interact with my partner. What is the role and what percentage I donate as a teacher in my relationship? So make the list and see if that is something that you are, and you put a percentage. So, okay, as a mother, I'm playing 60%. It's a bit out of balance. As a friend, I hold back some things because I'm afraid to be judged or be confronted or anything. So I only give like 20%. As a partner, I am having an idea of how the role of the partner is. I listen in magazine and social media what a partner is and how I should have. Well, I have news. Each partner is different and is built by the own alchemy of the partners. Then the wife, then the lover. What is the amount of time and investment and expression that you do in the roles? What is it you are donating? Now, with that awareness, you can assess what is it that you're going to receive. If you are only the lover and, you tease and you go to parties and so on and so forth, well, that is going to be the receiving. You will receive a shallow person, a sex beast, that it will only feed what is it you are donating. And then you start thinking or imagining or fantasizing, oh, it should be different. I want more the father. I want more the friend. I want more the partner. Well, you are not animating or magnetizing or calling that role in the other. Right. And this is something that it needs to be actualized depending on the age of the relationship. In early stages, it's all about magnetism and chemically, and you cannot live without the other, and you do everything together, and it's oh yes, we get along so well, and right, that is the foundation that especially in the first 3 months, is the honeymoon period. And the relationship will have certain dynamics of, I will say, a trance, where you are not really seeing the other for what it is. It's just, you are just in the hormonal magnetic stage. As you move your roles more towards a more serious, let's say after a year, you start again re-evaluating what kind of roles you want, and things shift. If the open conversation comes along and you say, well, it's not the right moment to mother you too much, or it's not the right moment to support you as an advisor, or whatever role that is being off or taking too much space, you need to assess it in order to have more balance and see after a year if you want to continue with that relationship. Because a year more or less is what you need in order to see what you're getting, right? And what you're getting is not going to change. The very core of what you're getting is not going to change. So you have to adapt. And in that adaptation, you reevaluate the roles, and also if you want to, if you want to interact with that kind of ego, if you want to build your family or your heart around that frequency. So after a year, you say, okay, I'll keep going on it. And the next evaluation is around 3 years. Again, you need to reevaluate the roles. You have maybe to add a different role, or you have to take out another role. And within that role, you start seeing that there are branches. Let's say in the role of a friend, they start the branches of the trust, the branches of taking time by yourself, the role of being sincere, the role of having more mature rather than being taken care. That each role have a branch. And in those branches, you need to prune or to add new things, right? Especially if you're a mother. Then after the 3rd year, it comes the 7th year. At the 7th year, more or less, you start forming the clan or dissolving the clan. You start wanting things to get the solid, the house, the car, the kids, you start seeing the very manifestation of the alchemy of the different roles and where you are directing your relationship. This has to be absolutely conscious, because if not, then the roles just take you, and the magnetism of your favorite role or more comfortable role will take over. And then you find yourself after 20 years of marriage that, oh, I am so tired of being mothering or leading the way or advising or cooking or whatever role that is overextended, start to beat you up and start to take energy from you. And then you think, oh, then I need to divorce. I need to cut this link and I start something new, because this person is a big baby or it's only work. And well, you have trained him or her that way. And the way that it shifts is by you reevaluating your roles. Now, the rules, what are the rules that is so important from the really beginning? In my experience, the rules have to be very stable. It's the one that offer the patterns where your relationship are going to be built. For example, for me, the rule number one is me and my higher self or God or whatever relationship is more spiritual for me is the most important. Is the one that is going to demand from me to take time for my retreats, to travel, to have the inspiration to write and so other activities that I do to maintain that inner connection. For me is the source. And from there, then everything maintains certain balance and maintains the order. Then the second rule is me as the woman, me that the one that it needs to nourish itself and have the strength to build the woman, to build the attributes that I'm meant to express in here, right? So the spiritual part is feeding my more earthly manifestations in the world. Then becomes my children. And that's something that women have to be absolutely sincere and communicate that in a graceful way to the partner. And is that the what have born out of our blood, it becomes a very intimate relation that is unbreakable. It's a sacred contract. And even if we want to deny it, our children still will be the third or should be the third role and rule in terms of attention, in terms of nourishment. And then finally comes the man. And with the man, then you have the opportunity to complement and the opportunity to exchange and the opportunity to feel supported and find the roles that you are requesting for that other person to sustain the children, the woman, and the spirit. So, and that when you have that clarity and the roles and the rules are clear within you, and you communicate, and there is an agreement, something magic happens, and is that the relationship start to have the same kind of frequency, meaning that you are walking on the same vision, on the same path, on the same outcome. And then the support and the nourishment, what it comes is a lot of fun, and it's a lot of depth and grace and beauty and support and love. So now here comes the trick to upgrade the relationship, and it's when you have to apply two forces and be clear. Here I'm talking about quantums charges, but I want you to relate to this, please, because it's something that movement and change only happens when two polarities are in friction or are in communication to move a project or energy forward. When it's not, then everything it becomes absolutely stagnant. So in here, you have to be comfortable with the two polarities. You need to be comfortable with rocking the boat, with not feeling that, oh, I should not say what I think, or I am deep, especially women. I am deep and I know what's going on, but I am not calling the person and say, hey, you know, what are you doing? You are not with me. You are not with you. Therefore, we are not together. Do you want to continue to be together, or do we want to, separate? We want to reconnect. Well, then let's review the roles. So some women fails into not calling, not be graceful in the call. because it's not about having a drama. It's about just simple acknowledgement that, oh, the force is going away, and therefore I am alone, and I can be very comfy being alone, but there is no interaction in the polarities that is moving in me as a woman, as a person forward, and it's not moving the relationship and territory that doesn't exist. And this is key in the development of any project, company, relation, and even spiritually. And it's that we need to be prepared to walk in territory that is not known. When we walk over and over the same exact routine, we know the territory so well, comfy, but it's not going to nourish, it's not going to sparkle your heart or produce enthusiasm in you that you feel engaged with the other to explore together. So don't be scared to say your truth gracefully. I address that. No drama, just simply observation of putting your depths out. And then you back that out with an action. That's the other thing that some of us fail on it. I can say this to my husband. Oh, you are behaving like a child. Let's say I am observing that you're not rising to the woman. You are remaining as a child. You're in your comfort zone, and them I'm compensating with being more your nourisher rather than together walking in equal responsibilities. And then you don't have that that sense of truly communication, right? You can then be defending, oh, you did that to me, you blame, you take a path that is not graceful. So, but you must exercise the protection of your roles and your rules in each of the stages of the relationship. The other thing is the relationship between what you give in order to hide other roles. For example, I can be an extra mothering in order not to tap into the role of the lover because I'm shy, because I'm tired, because it doesn't interest me anymore, because it's boring, because you have not been renewed. So I kind of fade away from my role of the lover and I increase another role that is more natural or with less effort or something that is really compensating. So when you have that clarity that you should not, the roles are not there to compensate others, right? It's something that you need to be clear and take responsibility. Yes, some roles, it may take some time, it may take some effort, it may take some grace, it may take some think about it, right? But it's what you are going to grow in terms of negotiating and in terms of putting your heart in a place that is safe and that you are the leader. Really, the woman is the leader accordingly to what it allows to receive and allows what to give. So if we have that clarity, we can refresh every day, our relationships. We can choose a role of the day to animate it. If you feel the sensuality, animate the lover. If you feel the nourishing mothering another day, just cook a good meal and feed the family without putting anybody down or taking responsibilities from others to grow. Then shift to the friend. Let's go out and have a cappuccino and talk about friends things. them a partner. Okay, how we are going to progress? Well, how is our finances? What is your dream? What is the next year dedicated to it? So you both dream together. That is, but it have to be organically. See, all these roles have to be organically being engaged, so it flows without the mind. It's more, you have the information inside that it will tell you exactly what role you need to animate. And then your job is to be conscious that you can animate that role with exquisite grace, with exquisite love, with exquisite wisdom, with exquisite direction and intensivity, so others can respect you and you will become the leader, the matriarchal of of your clan, right? The children don't walk over you. The husband is just a big baby. No, we do need leaders, and the leaders start at home. When we see a strong leadership that is able to manage its own roles and rules, you have a complete victory and renewal of your relationships. Thank you so much for sitting with me, and I will see you in our next class. Namaste.